Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Wisconsin.
This Brewers National Series is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Nationals Park, Washington, D.C. And the road trip continues. The Brewers ready to start game one with the Nats coming in at an even 67-67. The Brewers 75-60, trying to keep their winning ways alive after taking the series against the Cincinnati Reds. Right now, the Brewers are in that number 2 spot in the wild card. The Colorado Rockies are 2 games back of the Brewers. If the season ended today, it would be Cardinals-Brewers making up the wild card game. And hi, everybody. With that, we welcome you from D.C. Great to have you with us tonight. Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. We'll hear from Sophia Minard in just a moment. Great pitching matchup tonight. Got to enjoy this one. Jhoulys Chacín on the mound for the Brewers against Tanner Roark, who's pitching very well for the Washington Nationals.
And Chacín has been the guy that you want to have out on the mound to start a big series against these Washington Nationals. He's been outstanding all season long. The Brewers are 19-9 in his starts this year. That's all you need to know about this guy. He's won 7 of his last 9 starts. He lost his last time out against the Pirates, but pitched extremely well. Gave up a couple of runs when he was out of the ball game in the 7th inning. And Tanner Roark, he was having a rough time of it until he came into Milwaukee in the month of July. He started to turn things around. The big difference for Roark is the 2-seam fastball. He's been able to keep the baseball in the ballpark. He was giving up a lot of home runs, but always giving up 5 home runs in his last 11 starts. And this month in 5 starts, 3-1, 212 earned run average. So the battle of 2 pitchers that are throwing the baseball pretty well tonight.
Well, we'll be scoreboard watching all night long. They all matter. Last day of August. Rosters will expand tomorrow. It's the Brew Crew and the Nationals coming up next. The 11th now. The Brewers have their top of the order up here. Kane delivers deep in the left. It is up and it is gone. Lorenzo Kane, a go-ahead home run in the 11th inning. that's how the day ended yesterday for the Brewers. Lorenzo Cain sent us all home. Could have been there for a while if he doesn't hit that extra inning home run. 86 degrees. It's a warm night. There are thunder showers in the area. Lorenzo Cain ready to start it for the Brewers. Cain, Yelich, and Aguilar with Shaw, Braun, and Moustakas in the middle. Kratz, Arcia, and Chacin round out the Potawatomi starting 9 for the Brewers against Tanner Roark. And Roark is ready to roll. His first pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike, and away we go from Nationals Park in our nation's capital. Start number 27 for Roark. Rock told you about his success here recently, and it really started against the Brewers. That's what got his season turned back around. At times he has been one of the best starters the Nationals have been able to boast during his career, and that is included with pitchers like Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer in tow. 0-2 the count, and Cain takes a ball down and in.
Yeah, Tanner Roark has dropped his earned run average almost a point since the start against the Brewers. He was at 487 until that start. And then on July 25th, he's got a nice stretch going. Earned run average way down. And one of the big reasons that two-seam fastball, he's got it working. He gets a lot of ground ball outs when he's right.
Lorenzo comes in batting .311. His on-base percentage is good enough for second in the National League behind Joey Votto. He's hovering around a .400 on-base percentage. It's at .402 to start play today. And Cain, a swing and a miss, down to a knee goes. Big hack. And that's how the game begins, with a strikeout for Tanner Roark.
Well, let's check out the defense for the Nationals. They've committed the fewest errors of any team in Major League Baseball. Only 53 errors. You got Soto, Harper, and Eaton in the outfield. Rendon, Turner, Defoe, Zimmerman from third to first, and Matt Wieters behind home plate. Very strong defensive team, the Washington Nationals.
They have traded away some of their big stars, including Daniel Murphy. Matt Adams was traded away as well, but one of the biggest stars in the game is still here in Bryce Harper. And Christian Yelich back to his hitting ways. First pitch he sees, bangs one out to Harper, and a lead single here for Christian Yelich in his first at bat.
Yeah, he's a guy that doesn't go hitless too long. He was 0 for 4 with a walk yesterday against Cincinnati. Yeah, it doesn't take him long here tonight. Yeah, first pitch, and dumps it into center field.
Yelich coming off that 6 for 6 performance, hit for the cycle in a 13-12 victory for the Brewers on Wednesday night. And then the Brewers able to win in extra innings yesterday afternoon. Back-to-back extra innings wins for the Brewers. And now Aguilar sends one deep to left, way back, fair or foul. That one is a foul ball. Aguilar hits it a ton, but just got out ahead of it. And a long, loud strike for Jesus Aguilar.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to jump on these sinker ballers early. Roark relies on that two-seamer. Sometimes early in the game it's not sinking, and Aguilar nearly hits one out, hooks foul right as it gets to the pole.
Well, the Brewers start play today offensively with Christian Yelich leading the league in hitting. Jesus Aguilar third in the league in RBIs with 92. Aguilar with those 30 home runs is tied for third. There are a number of players that have hit 30 homers in the National League this year. There are 5 of them total. Matt Carpenter is the league leader in homers with 34. And then Nolan Arenado of the Rockies with 31. But then there is Aguilar and Bryce Harper, Max Muncy, Eugenio Suarez, and Paul Goldschmidt. A big group there at 30 homers. Oh, and 2 the count on Aguilar. And he takes a ball. Jesus has been one of the better two-strike hitters all season long. Hits for power. And most counts, two-strike counts, he turns into a bit more of a singles hitter.
Yeah, but still enough power, you know, with 2 strikes going to the opposite field to knock him out of the ballpark. A big home run he hits on Saturday against Cincinnati in extra innings. That was coming off the bench.
Aguilar has 63 hits with 2 strikes this year. That's good enough for 3rd in the league. He's 2 behind Paul Goldschmidt. That one is down and away, a breaking ball from Roark, and the count at 2-2.
A lot of confidence with 2 strikes. He doesn't mind it at all, which, you know, one of the reasons is that he waits back nicely. He does use right field particularly well, and a lot of times with 2 strikes, that's what the approach is. Just try to put the ball in play.
Got a runner at first in Yelich. 1 away. Yelich goes. Aguilar to center field, chasing Harper back. A lot of room out there in the outfield in Nationals Park. Harper makes the catch for out number 2, and Yelich will retreat to first base.
Yeah, just missed it. Hey, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. It's been a good run for Tanner Roark. His last 7 starts. He's got a 161 earned run average, and we were talking about it when we came on the air. Last 11 starts, he's only allowed 5 home runs, and that's a big deal when you're facing the Milwaukee Brewers. And on the road, Yoeli Chacin has been outstanding. He's making start number 18 on the road this year. He's 8-2, 358 earned run average. Good work.
Excellent pitching matchup here tonight, and the Brewers are hoping Chacin can keep it going on the mound. The Brewers need a good start in this one. Wade Miley gave him an excellent start yesterday in Cincinnati. Travis Shaw bats with 2 outs, and Yelich at first. Shaw's got some good memories in this ballpark. Hit a booming home run off Max Scherzer a season ago, up in the 3rd deck. Felt like the ball was flying a little bit today during batting practice. It's warm, high humidity, temperatures in the low 90s, upper 80s during batting practice, and the Brewers were sending a lot of brand new baseballs out into the seats. I was down there for BP. I said, I thought this was a pitcher's park. I asked Travis Shaw. He goes, well, you get into the alleys here, it can be, but down the lines, you can hit them down the lines. And Shaw reminded me of that 3rd deck homer he hit last season.
Yep, and what wind there is, it is kind of kicking around a little bit, blowing out to left.
Travis, with 26 homers on the year, has 74 driven in. He's in the top 10 in the league in home runs. He's not going to get to that 100 RBI mark as he did a year ago. But Shaw having another very productive season with Milwaukee. And he hits that one hard to center field. Harper looks. This one is gone. Travis Shaw with a 2-run home run. The Brewers strike first tonight as Shaw goes dead central for his 27th home run of the year.
A nice easy swing, pitch down in the strike zone. He loves the ball down. And drives that one out of here. Aguilar just missed his, got under it a little bit, but Travis, you see that 2-seamer down in the zone. That is a dangerous spot to pitch Travis Shaw. Powerball home run count number 27 for Travis. They're giving the Brewers a 2-0 lead here in the 1st inning. Good start.
Impressive home run to start this game, and the Brewers on the board. Travis Shaw continues his hot hitting. And now here is Ryan Braun, who takes a strike. And a breaking ball from Roark. Yeah, fly balls usually go to die out there, but Travis Shaw has that pull-to-pull power. He can hit them out in any direction.
And when you have the power in the lineup like the Brewers have, I mean, the ballpark's not going to hold him if they get a hold of one. And he did.
Assistant hitting coach Jason Lane giving him a little goose there. Said, did you get all that? I'm sure. 0-2 pitch. Braun lays off a fastball, and it's 1-2 now on Ryan.
Man, he's saying, you know, Jason's telling him, you know, I told you he was going to give you a sinker tonight to hit.
Now Braun with 14 home runs. He is hitting .255 to start play today. 2 for 13 in the series against the Reds. Had a very good homestand, the last homestand. And starting to swing the bat well. Matter of fact, his last 27 games. So if you go back to July 24th, pretty good sample size, right? Braun hitting .330. .330 with 4 homers and 14 ribbies.
Yeah, Ryan feeling energized. I talked to Ryan around the batting cage today, and he says he just loves coming to the ballpark knowing that, you know, the Brewers are in it, meaningful games. You know, down the stretch, September is going to be a lot of fun. He's looking forward to being in the lineup just about every day.
He's had a couple of stints on the disabled list this year. The first one was in mid-May. Middle back tightness. He missed 6 games there, and then another back injury knocked him out for 10 in July. As Braun bounces one over to third base. Rendon will make the play, and that will retire the Brewers in the first. But Travis Shaw gets loose. The mayor of Ding Dong City has found a new home here in our nation's capital. 2-run blast. 2-0 Brewers. We head to the bottom of the first. With a 2-run home run off Tanner Roark. There's Davey Martinez, first-year manager of the Nationals. This is the team that, by all accounts, has underachieved this season at 67 and 67. His Potawatomi batting order. Bryce Harper is the centerpiece, hitting third, and he is starting to swing the bat much better, hitting for a much higher batting average since the All-Star break. Still has the big power numbers. Lead man up for the Nats is Adam Eaton. Nationals go with 3 left-handed hitters and 2 switch hitters in their lineup tonight. So Chacin will face 5 off the left side among the 9. Jolie Chacin has been pitching well. He's been the most consistent Brewer on the mound. Base hit to start it. Adam Eaton, clean single to right.
Check out the Brewers as they line up defensively here tonight. They got Braun, Kane, and Yelich in the outfield. Really no changes out there. That's been kind of the lineup in the outfield for a while now. You got Moustakas, Arcia, Sean Aguilar from third to first. Orlando Arcia out there at short with the ground ball pitcher Chacin out there on the mound tonight, and Eric Kratz behind home plate. And Chacin was start number 29. He's been throwing well. Lost his last time out against the Pirates, but pitched pretty well.
And he will face Trey Turner. Pitch in the dirt. Kratz throw to second. He's late. That one's into shallow center. Arcia able to run it down. And quickly the Nationals put the running game in motion. A stolen base on the first pitch home.
Actually going to be a wild pitch.
You're right.
That ball in the dirt. Had him eaten with a pretty good jump and read and able to get in there safely.
They waited till it hit the ground. Good base running there by Eden. So a wild pitch. And Trey Turner has a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. We're just underway. Bottom of the first. Travis Shaw, 2-run home run for the Brewers in the top half. Now Turner into left field. That's going to get down a base hit. Eaton will stop at third. Turner is aboard with a single to left. And the Nats come out right away with 2 hits. 2 on for Bryce Harper.
Well, jumping on fastballs early in the count. That was a slider actually that time that stayed up in the zone. Such an important pitch for Chassin, the slider curveball combination, and Turner able to rip that one into left field.
Here is Bryce Harper. He is going to be one of the biggest names to hit free agency in a long, long time. Manny Machado also headed for free agency. Harper with 30 homers, 84 RBIs. Brewers content to try to turn 2. Turner takes off. Kratz fakes a throw. And the Nationals very aggressive to start this game. A stolen base for Turner is the league leader in that category.
Yeah, top 2 in the order for the Nationals. They like to run, and Turner, one of the fastest guys in the big leagues, able to swipe that one. Turner with 33 stolen bases. Now 34.
Ahead of Billy Hamilton and Starling Marte in the National League. So second and third with nobody out. A ball and no strikes on Bryce Harper. Chassin misses with a breaking ball, and it's 2-0. 880 OPS. They call it a down year for Bryce Harper. He has set a very high standard for himself. Those are pretty gaudy numbers across the board, but you do figure that Harper would hit for a higher batting average at his talent level. He is among the best players in the game.
He's swinging the bat much better since the All-Star break. He was hitting down around the 220s. Starting to climb a little bit.
Been an MVP, been a Rookie of the Year, and he's been in the big league 7 years, and he's only 25 years of age. Harper late fouls it away. 2 balls and a strike. His MVP season was 2015. That year he hit 42 homers, 99 RBIs, and hit .330 that season. Last year hit .319. So to see a .247 batting average, which is a career low, is about the only area you can knock Bryce Harper. 2 balls and a strike. Second and third for the Nats. And now it's 3-1.
Not a bad offense when you talk about the top of the batting order. Pretty potent. You got Rendon behind them, the young kid Soto, Zimmerman. These guys can hit a little bit.
Yeah, you see this team, you wonder how they are, where they are in the standings at 500. Much better team than their record would indicate. Harper lays off. He'll draw the walk. And Chassin is in a big spot here early, having to go to his A stuff right out of the gates. Bases are loaded up with nobody out, and Anthony Rendon coming up. Chad Whitson will call the balls and strikes. That's Mark Carlson. He's the crew chief, and the first base umpire. Pat Hoberg and Brian Knight on the bases. First of a 3-game series against the Nats tonight, tomorrow night, and then Sunday afternoon here in D.C. before the Brewers return home for a key series against the Chicago Cubs, the front runner in the National League Central. Brewers are still 6 games back in the loss column to the Cubs starting play today. Cubs are in Philadelphia tonight after they won their makeup game in Atlanta last night.
Man, just got to keep grinding it away, win series. You really can't try and tell yourself you got to be sweeping, but you know, that would be nice. Awfully difficult to do that. Ray Council got a really good start out of Wade Miley yesterday. First two starts in that Cincinnati series kind of put a hurt on the bullpen a bit. You figure Chassin's going to be able to eat up some innings tonight. He always has for the Brewers as of late, but having a rough start tonight.
Well, the Brewers did make a trade with the White Sox today, acquiring left-hander Xavier Cedeno, but he will not be here, not be available until tomorrow. Brewers traded two minor league players, Brian Cannell and Johan Dominguez. A ball and no strikes on Rendon. Bases are loaded, nobody out. And it's 2-0 now. And this one is getting in the danger zone quickly here for Jhoulys Chacín.
I mentioned that Chacín pitched into the 7th inning his last time out. He looked pretty good, but he did walk 4. 5 is his season high, and he's having a difficult time placing his pitches where he wants them so far.
Desperate for a ground ball. Rendon hits a ground ball to Arcia out at second. Shaw's throw to first. Not in time. A run will score. Brewers finally get it out, but a slow roller to short, and the Brewers couldn't turn 2.
Yeah, really not a double play ball. Travis Shaw did the best he could. Rendon gets down that line pretty good, probably an average runner. Good transfer, pretty good throw, but just a little bit late.
And Chacín gets the out, exchanges the run for it. 2-1 our score. Fielder's choice and an RBI for Rendon, and that'll bring up Juan Soto. Soto will be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year at season's end. He is the favorite at this point. Soto, the 19-year-old phenom, and what a season it's been. 292 hitter. He's got 16 homers. He's driven in 50. Impressive OPS in his first year in the big leagues of 922.
Spreads out in that batter's box, uses left field very effectively for a young kid.
Ronald Acuna of the Braves. Juan Soto here with the Nationals. And Brian Anderson of the Miami Marlins are my top 3 Rookie of the Year candidates at this point.
Yeah. We saw Anderson in Miami.
Anderson leads all rookies in the NL in RBIs.
Pretty good hitter.
Soto is second among NL rookies. And he takes a ball.
Not gonna be down to Acuna and this guy.
Feels like it. Got a month to play though, you never know. That 292 batting average is second only to Jesse Winker of the Reds among NL rookies. He is a grinder at the plate as well. Gives you a tough at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pretty much fills that entire batter's box the way he spreads out. Back foot near the back line, front foot pretty close to that front line. That's a pretty solid base.
And for a 19-year-old, he has already employed some intimidation methods into his game. He will stare down a pitcher after every offering. Spreading wide in the box. Reminds me of a left-handed version of Jeff Bagwell and how wide he would spread. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lays off the breaking ball. Soto has yet to go more than 2 games this season without collecting a hit. He's hit safely in 6 of his last 8 for the Nats. Been out there every day. 2-2. He lays off. Breaking ball down and in. 3-2 now.
Yeah, pretty good understanding of the strike zone too for a guy that's as young as he is. Going with the curveball, and pretty good job by Crash to keep it close. And then knocks it down on the backhand.
It's been a battle in this first for Chassin. Still just one out. A runner's in. Runners at the corners. And Soto, a swing and a miss. Chassin pulled the string on him.
Yes, he did.
First strikeout of the game. Second out of the inning for Chassin.
And breaking ball right there. 80 miles an hour. And you can see Soto way out in front of it. Pulled his head. Probably thinking to himself, good pitch. I'm going to have to remember that one next time up.
That's a beauty of Chassin. He can throw that breaking ball anywhere as low as 79, 80 miles an hour up to 84, 85 miles an hour, and all points in between.
Yeah, and that one didn't break all that much. It kind of acted more like a changeup, but it was a breaking ball.
Here is Ryan Zimmerman now with 2 outs. Fastball misses. Now with Matt Adams traded, opens a door for playing time every day for Ryan Zimmerman. Last time the Brewers saw the Nationals, he was just coming back from the disabled list, and he started 2 games in that series. 2 outs in the first.
And you get out of this only allowing 1 run, you got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, major victory for Chassin.
No kidding. With the guys coming up that they had.
He won't give in to Zimmerman either. He knows he has good command. He's not afraid to pitch with bases loaded. Pours that one in for a strike, but he threw him an off-speed pitch on a 2-0 count. Chassin is the pitcher that is the symbol of pitching backwards. Seems to always be a step ahead of the hitters, throwing breaking balls and fastball counts and vice versa. 2-1 to Zimmerman. On the ground, broken bat. Arcia ranging over, flips to Shaw, and the inning is over. And a bit of a Houdini act for Chassin. Bases loaded, nobody out. Only 1 run scores for the Nationals.
Have a 2-1 lead. And the Brewers host the Chicago Cubs in a 3-game series this Monday through Wednesday. Check out the complete schedule that includes a Labor Day matinee on Monday, and book your seats by visiting brewers.com/tickets.
There you see Christian Yelich sitting next to Stephen Vogt. By the way, we haven't talked enough about Stephen Vogt. He's not playing, he's injured, shoulder surgery, but that guy has been with the ball club every day, Craig Counsell has requested that he be with the team every day, and he is providing a tremendous service for this team right now.
Yeah.
Every day, talking to the young players, working with the catchers as well, going through the scouting reports and the game plans. Give him a lot of credit. He's going to be a great manager one day if he chooses.
Yeah, almost like another coach that the Brewers have on the bench. Done for this season. He's hoping to get back next year in spring training. We'll see where he lands. Maybe with the Brewers. Who knows? Guys love having him around. So does Craig Counsell.
Mike Moustakas leads off for the Brew Crew. 2 balls and a strike on Moustakas.
Not often you can have a veteran presence and kind of a leader with a guy that hasn't played. But he's the exception to the rule because he carries so much respect in that clubhouse.
Well, he's been an all-star. He's been in the postseason. Moustakas pops it up a mile high. Shift was on. Defoe will make the catch. And out number 1 here in the 2nd inning.
You think that pop-up got all the way up to us?
I was thinking the same thing. You know, we are so high here in D.C. The Nationals franchise despises when broadcasters come in here and complain about the booth position, but it is so high up here that one of my measuring tools is, do we ever get a foul ball as high as we are?
No.
And I think that might have had a chance.
No.
That was a big league pop-up.
Yeah, it was pretty high, but I don't think it got up here yet. Yeah, that's
There's a swing and a drive deep into left center field, and Eric Kratz, a booming home run. 3-1 Milwaukee as Kratz bangs out his 5th home run, and there was no doubt about that one.
Yeah, halfway up the stands up there above the Brewers bullpen. You can't hit him any harder than that. How about Kratz? Goodness, that ball was crushed. Yep, the sinker didn't sink, and that ball's not going to come back. That's a nice short stroke, and you can see he knew it, put his head down, didn't even watch it. You know, you got to watch him when you hit him that far.
That's about as much sass as you'll see out of Eric Kratz, who is all business all the time.
But you got to watch it. I mean, how many times you hit a ball that far?
What a shot.
Yeah.
3-1 Brewers.
Amazing.
Yeah, we were talking about Stephen Vogt and his leadership qualities. Eric Kratz fits that mold to a T and has been an excellent piece to the Brewers puzzle this year. Cat Garcia wrote a very interesting article in The Athletic about Eric Kratz and his approach to leadership and his approach to not just having the knowledge but the experience, and how those two things are different things. And he's a great guy to talk with. He's another guy that has potential to be an excellent big league manager or coach or broadcaster if he wanted to go in that route. But at 38 years of age, he is giving the Brewers a lot more than they ever bargained for when they traded for him with the Yankees.
He is about as even keel as any player I've ever seen. I mean, it doesn't matter what's going on. I mean, he has the same expression, always seems to be in control. Amazing stuff. Remember that little scrap he got into with Joey Votto? And he didn't even change the expression. He said, "What are you talking? What is this?"
Back off the pitcher, Roark recovers, and Arcia is out. I think the Brewers are leading the league in line drives that hit pitchers in the last week.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of them yesterday in Cincinnati.
That's the 2nd out.
Which is a good thing. That means you're staying back through the middle. Unfortunately, that one hits Roark. A pretty good breaking pitch, and Arcia sends it right back to him and calmly throws him out at first.
Cody Reed can vouch to the Cincinnati Reds. He took 2 of them. 2 line drives off his body in Cincinnati. Here's Jhoulys Chacín now with 2 away. All runs coming on home runs tonight for the Brew Crew. They get a 2-run shot by Shaw in the first. Kratz goes deep just a moment ago. And both of them were tape measure shots out of here.
Against a guy that hasn't been really giving up too many, only 5 in his last 11 starts.
Roark's been a big winner for the Nationals in his time here in D.C. 2-2 to Chassin. That one is low and away. And the count goes full to the Brewer pitcher now. Well, you never know. Try to get on base with 2 outs and let the top of the order go to work. Chassin with a shot to left. A base hit by the Brewer pitcher. 4th hit of the game already. Brewers go 4 for 9. First time through the batting order with 2 homers.
Yeah, didn't want to walk him. Didn't want to walk him through a fastball down the middle, and Chassin able to hit it hard into left field. Had some sink on it, but it was up a little bit. Release with a base hit.
So the Brewers will turn the lineup over in the 2nd inning, and now Lorenzo Cain coming up. Cain is the National League leader in infield hits. That has helped him to a .311 batting average to start play today. You got Yelich leading the league in batting, and then Lorenzo Cain is 6th in the league in hitting. Actually tied for 5th. I beg your pardon. Actually tied for 4th. My math skills are really brutal today. It's the high altitude. Sorry about that. Don't mean to shortchange you, Lorenzo. Freddie Freeman, Lorenzo Cain, and Jose Martinez of the Cardinals are all tied coming into play today with a .311 batting average, tied for 4th.
Yeah, you cover yourself by just saying top 5.
That's right. Do you have a nosebleed?
A little bit.
Kid, 'cause I care. One ball, one strike. Chassin at first. Well, we might have still be playing ball in Cincinnati if not for Lorenzo Cain. That had the feel of a game that was never going to end yesterday. Everybody up there swinging for the fences in extra innings. And in the 11th inning, Lorenzo Cain started the inning with a home run. He was swinging for the fences too, but he actually hit the fence, the top of the fence, and bounced into the seats. And the Brewers won a thriller yesterday, 2-1 in 11 innings.
That's because Ed Cedar told him to. You know, toward the 8th, 9th inning, he went up to Lorenzo in the dugout and said, "Hey, if you don't do something, we're going to be here all day." That's a true story.
That's good coaching, Eddie.
And he hit one out.
2-2 to Lorenzo. Turner spins and throws out Chassin at second base to win the inning. Nice play by the Nationals shortstop. Well, Eric Kratz knew this one was gone. Tuck and run for Eric Kratz. His 5th homer makes it 3-1 Milwaukee.
Abraham, voted best, rated best. Kewpie and Abraham, tell them you mean business. Buy Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. We're back at Nationals Park here in Washington, D.C. The Brewers with an early 3-1 lead here in the second inning. And earlier this afternoon, the Brewers made a trade with the Chicago White Sox, acquiring a left-handed reliever, Xavier Cedeno. Now with the White Sox, he has gone 33 appearances. He's gone 2-0 with a 2.84 earned run average. He's covered 25 1/3 innings for them with an opponent average of 2.04. And Craig Counsell said he is not yet with the team. He's expected to be here in D.C. tomorrow. So really it's about fortifying the rosters. We know that the roster will expand tomorrow with September call-ups, but he said certainly he's had a great season. They'll use him as a situational lefty and add them to the depth of out there. So certainly another option there. Again, he's expected to join the team tomorrow.
All right, Sophia, thanks. That'll be a left-hander to try to handle all those big left-handed sluggers that the Brewers will be facing, especially next week against the Cubs. There are a ton of rumors out there right now that the Brewers have acquired Gio Gonzalez. That has not been substantiated. We have not been told that that is the case officially. So those are still in the rumor bin for now. But today is the last day that you can make an acquisition and have that player you acquire be eligible for postseason play. You can still bring up a minor league player in September. They just have to be in your organization by tonight at midnight. So it is a different kind of trade deadline. It is the same trade deadline that allowed the Houston Astros to pick up Justin Verlander last year, and that was a big hit for the Astros a season ago. Matt Wieters, the switch hitting catcher, leads off for the Nats.
Yeah, Xavier Cedeno, an interesting pickup, a situational left-hander throughout his career. And he's been around a while. He's been very good at retiring left-handed hitters. He's had good numbers this year with the White Sox.
He's a former National, as a matter of fact. He's on the Johnny Cash plan. He's been everywhere, man. And he's glad to be joining a contender.
Yeah, Houston, Washington, Tampa, White Sox, and now Brewers.
Now, one thing having another lefty, and right now Dan Jennings out with the ankle injury, having that second lefty allows Craig Counsell some flexibility to make a matchup play as Wieters lines one to center. It's already the third hit of the game for the Nationals. But having the ability to call on a left-hander earlier in a game, 5th inning, 6th inning, that will allow Counsell to keep Josh Hader more in that high leverage situation.
And especially since Dan Jennings kind of tweaked the knee yesterday. You don't know what his status is. Actually ankle. My mistake. So you pick up Cedeno, and hopefully that covers the early part of the game.
Lead man on for the Nats. Chacin drops a curveball in for a strike. Wilmer Defoe, switch hitting second baseman, and a swing and a miss. Saw a shot of the bullpen there, and a new addition. If you didn't recognize the face in that Brewers bullpen, that's Aaron Brooks with the hoodie on next to Corbin Burns with the glasses. So Aaron Brooks arriving yesterday, did not pitch in the game yesterday, but he is ready and available. He is a starting pitcher from AAA who was scheduled to start in the minor leagues yesterday. So he's a guy that can give you multiple innings if need be. Welcome him to the Brewers. Defoe pops this one up. That is Arcia for the out. And one away.
Yeah, you can only imagine the number of players that are going to be added to the roster tomorrow. The Brewers are looking forward to be able to bolster that bullpen. Bring up some position players. They might not all come up at once.
The most popular guy right now in the traveling party is Dan Larea, the director of team travel. He is, I don't know what the moves are going to be, but I know he's very busy.
He's one of the first to know.
He's having to organize transportation and hotels and all of that.
Yeah, Jason Sharley, the equipment manager, is going to be on the ready with uniforms. Most of the guys that are coming up have been here already. I'm sure he's scrambling right now to come up with a jersey for Cedeno.
Well, it's never in a pennant race, never a situation where you're bringing players up to get them experience. It's a completely different philosophy when you're in a pennant race. Everybody who comes here, it has a specific purpose and has a benefit to the ball club for Craig Counsell, and they've poured over the names. They are taking in effect what's happening in the minor leagues as well, specifically in AAA. They are in a pennant race as well. So the guys that can help you immediately, they're going to get an opportunity tomorrow to be in Milwaukee or be with the Brewers. Chacin will play the bunt, and that'll be the second out. Wieters will advance to second base. And 2 men are gone. Back to the top of the order now. Every organization in a pennant race wants a third catcher. Pretty much every organization in baseball wants a third catcher. Now, you want a speed guy. You want that pinch runner specialist. Keon Broxton would fit that bill. You know, a guy that can play some defense, can come in a situation when you have a slow runner on and a game on the line. So those are kind of the givens. You want added bullpen depth. Lefties are always looked upon for those added spots in the pen.
You need some bats coming off the bench. You never want to in a pennant race in September run out of pinch hitters. You can have 40 players active at any given time. All 40 on your 40-man roster can suit up.
A ball and no strikes on Adam Eaton. Brewers lead 3-1. Skies are darkening here in DC, not just because of nightfall, but there are some storms brewing in the area. They are hopeful that they all pass this Nationals Park and travel to the north of us.
I just hope they don't come under us. Won't be able to see.
That's a good one. I feel like we're in the clouds right now. Well, let's put it this way. We'll know when it's raining before the players do. Right. A lot earlier, as a matter of fact. I know. We'll stop. Sorry.
No, we won't. Good view from up here.
I can see the Capitol building. They have all the new condominiums being built, but there's a little slice of that Capitol you can still see. There's a strike. And it's 2-1 on Eaton. That's our view, looking down.
And you know I'm not big on heights.
Yeah. You get a little anxious.
I don't get too close to the edge here.
You get very anxious here.
You know, we have to lean up, you know, for our open. I don't like that either.
2 balls and a strike. 3-1 now to Adam Eaton. Let Trey Turner do next. Chacin with a lot of pitches here. He's been behind often in counts.
Struggling with the breaking stuff today so far.
Well, they got out of a mess in the first inning, had the bases loaded and nobody out. Did give up a ground ball RBI to Rendon, but was able to get through that inning with only 1 run. In the air to right field, hooking, foul, and it's 3-2 on Eaton.
Only been 2 first pitch strikes for Chacin, which is unusual for him. He relies greatly on getting ahead and working ahead in the count. Has not been able to do it tonight.
Got a runner at second. Brewers lead 3-1 on a couple of homers by Shaw and Kratz. Here's a payoff from Chacin. Got him. Chased a high breaking ball. That was so bad it was good for Chacin. It's rare when both participants are angry after it, but Chacin gets a strikeout.
Manage your dream team and begin your run to the playoffs with the all-new franchise mode in RBI Baseball 18, rated E for everyone. RBI Baseball puts you in control of all the action. Learn more at rbigame.com.
Now, Christian Yelich had one of his signature moments of the year right here in this ballpark. How about we take you back to the All-Star game? Christian Yelich against Charlie Morton. Opposite field home run. All-Star game right here at Nationals Park. And Yelich brought the NL within 2 with that home run. And he has not stopped hitting home runs since.
And how many times have we seen him do that to curveballs? I mean, hitting those curveballs out of the ballpark into left field. I mean, just amazing consistency for Christian Yelich.
At 11 going into the break, he's hit 15 since the All-Star break.
Much shorter period of time, right? I mean, there was a long stretch of games before the break. Well, the Brewers nearly played 100 games before the All-Star break.
Yelich leading the National League in home runs in August. Has 11 of them. Yelich had 9 RBIs in that series against Cincinnati. Had a multi-homer game in the first game of that series, his first multi-homer game of his career, and then he backed it up with a 6-hit game that included the cycle, his first cycle of his career, and the first cycle for the Brewers since George Kataris in 2011. It was the first 6-hit game for the Brewers since 2013. Trey Turner for out number 1 as Yelich is retired. And about Yelich, he's got a 6-hit game now. He's had 2 5-hit games as well. Usually, if you're going to hit more home runs, you think the batting average is going to suffer. It's been just the opposite for Yelich.
Yeah, but he's not trying to hit them. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of guys, when they hit home runs, are thinking about hitting them. He understands that he's not a home run hitter. In his mind, he's not. He just takes that same approach to the plate every time. And when you do that, you really don't, risk losing your stroke by hitting home runs.
Jesus Aguilar takes a ball.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
A lot of times you get a non-home run hitter starting to hit home runs. All of a sudden he changes the way he's, changes his swing, changing the approach, and then everything goes downhill. But not with him.
Aguilar competed here at Nationals Park at the All-Star game, was in the Home Run Derby. Got a great perspective of this ballpark. This will always be a special park for those that made the All-Star team this year for the Brewers. 5 of them. And a swing and a miss. Aguilar, big cut and a miss.
Change up, down in his zone, 85 miles an hour. Roark mixes it up pretty well. He's got 3-4 pitches that he'll throw different speeds. Maybe change the arm angle once in a while.
One and 2. Missed badly. Tugs that fastball. 2-2 now. Now the Brewers with 5 All-Stars this year, including Aguilar and Yelich, and relief pitchers Josh Hader and Jeremy Jeffress, and Lorenzo Cain. Aguilar went through a little bit of a slump right after that All-Star break. He has started it up once again, though. Had 3 hits on the first leg of this road trip in Cincinnati, including a home run that gave the Brewers the lead in the 10th inning. That was his 30th.
And a long stretch without hitting a home run. What was it, 50+ appearances?
Yeah, 55 plate appearances without.
Yeah, and he hit that home run, and maybe that'll settle him down a little bit. After a while, home run hitter, that starts to get in your head. You think about it, and you wonder if you're going to hit another one.
Well, how about this one? Jesus Aguilar is going to launch one way back into left field, and it is another homer for the Brewers. Aguilar starting to hit him in bunches now. That's number 31 for Jesus. It is the third of the game. It makes it 4-1 Milwaukee.
And if I'm not mistaken, another 2-strike home run for Aguilar. This time Roark tried to bust him inside, and Aguilar covers the inside part of the plate extremely well. 93, just a little bit off the edge. And he turns it around, keeps it fair. Look at that nice short stroke with 2 strikes. Big time power for Jesus.
Well, here he comes, Jesus Aguilar, now 3 homers behind the National League leader, Matt Carpenter. Travis Shaw rolls over one to first base. Zimmerman flips to Roark for the second out. StatCast AI, powered by Amazon Web Services. 412 feet, left to bat nearly 105 miles an hour.
Such a nice easy swing too, not overswinging. He knows he doesn't have to overswing. That's why he has so many home runs with 2 strikes. Just trying to lay the barrel of the bat on the baseball is enough for him, as strong as he is.
Continues his excellent 2-strike hitting. Only Paul Goldschmidt with more hits with 2 strikes than Aguilar. Ryan Braun now with 2 away, and he hits that one hard into left center, but that's going to hang up there for Soto, and that will retire the side. But the Brewers keep banging away. They've hit homers in each of the first 3 innings. Shaw, Kratz, and now Jesus Aguilar. 2-strike home run. Tape measure shot. 4-1 Milwaukee. (17 of his 31 home runs with 2 strikes this year. Boy, that is so impressive. Giancarlo Stanton, Jose Ramirez. Ramirez making a strong case at an MVP in the American League this year with the Indians. And Aguilar has done it again. He's homered in 2 of his last 3 games. Trey Turner will lead off for Washington, number 2 hitter. Jolie Chacin with a strikeout with a runner at second. Struck out Eaton. As soon as Chacin let it go, he didn't like it. Eaton chased it, was immediately yelling at himself. Right back to the mound. Chacin will make the play for out number 1. Turner is retired. Well, this feels timely now. We should take a look at our Jesus glare. And this week we've been asking you to show us yours. Some of our favorites right here. Your Jesus impersonations. Hashtag glare like Aguilar. Keep them coming. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's pretty good right there. Game plays. Normally, I'm all about the animals and the children for the for
That's
the glare.
a good one.
Yeah, that's a good good dog glare right there. Good boy.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
Well done.
I think I have an early favorite. It's going to be tough to take down the first dog we saw. That one. Yeah. Well done, Sadie. I don't feel like Sadie had to work very hard for that Jesus glare.
Yeah, I think that's his normal look. Her normal look. Yeah, bulldog. I mean,
It's a pug dog, wasn't it?
something.
Oh-2 pitch. Harper a swing and a miss. Chassin strikes him out with a breaking ball.
Harper wasn't real pleased with that strike 2 call. Right at the bottom or the top of the strike zone. And all of a sudden starting to get a feel for that curveball much better now. He was throwing for strikes. That one up a little bit, but yeah, fooled Harper.
Two out. Chassin could use a quick inning. He had a battle in the first inning, only surrendered the 1 run, even though the Nats had him loaded up with nobody out. Shift is on for Rendon. He drove in that first inning run with a fielder's choice, hit a ground ball to short. Shaw, Arcia, and Moustakas on the left side. Nationals are without one of their better bullpen pitchers today. They traded Ryan Matson to the Dodgers earlier today. So the Brewers are going to catch a couple of breaks here with Washington. Number one, they don't have to face Max Scherzer in this series. Rendon just leans out on one, fly ball to Braun, and that will retire the side. Chassin 3 up and 3 down, his best inning yet. A strikeout of Bryce Harper. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and the Brewers are off to a good start tonight. They lead 4-1. 3 in the books. We go to the 4th. It'll be Mike Moustakas to start it for Milwaukee. Moustakas, Kratz, and Arcia coming up. Tanner Roark has given up the 4 runs on 3 swings of the Brewer bats. Travis Shaw, a 2-run homer in the first. Eric Kratz had a long solo shot in the second, and Aguilar with a long solo shot last inning. Brewers are trying to get hot. They've been playing decent baseball. They've been able to avoid the long losing streak. Kind of hovered around that 500 mark, but they have now won the last 3 series. Moustakas pops it up in foul territory. Wieters will make the catch for out number 1. Series wins are imperative. The Brewers, think about it, after this road trip concludes on Sunday afternoon, we'll have just 2 road trips remaining, and one of those trips is just a 3-game series at Wrigley Field in Chicago.
Yeah, that's the idea. Win series. I mean, sweeps are a bonus. Awfully difficult to sweep teams, especially when you have the pressure of winning games in the postseason. And win series, I think it gets you there. I'm not saying you have to win every one, but you can't be losing many.
This is game number 136 of the 162 game schedule. Kratz takes a fastball on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Eric.
You got those 3 games against the Cubs at Wrigley Field, and the Brewers go to Pittsburgh for 3 and then St. Louis for 3. The final 3 road games of the season.
And pay no mind to the teams that you are playing either. Teams that are under 500, over 500, just it doesn't mean much this time of the year, especially when you get into September call-up time.
Yeah, but it almost feels, when we talk about sweeps, it almost feels like you want to win a division. And series in Milwaukee against the Cubs, I mean, you almost feel like you got to sweep that.
Right. That's the one series to have a division title. You'd have to win that series or sweep that series, and then that could set you up. But you're right. Other than that, you're trying to win series. Try to win every day. It's the old win every day move. But these teams change so much when you get into September. And the teams that are below 500, that aren't in contention for a pennant race, they can be the toughest teams to play. There's a called strike 3 on Kratz. He didn't like the call. Roark brings him up, and it'll be out number 2, strikeout number 2 for Roark.
Yeah, well, case in point, how about the series against the Reds, right? I mean, the Reds are out of it. Brewers had to fight tooth and nail to get that series. A pretty good off-speed pitch by Roark right on the inside corner.
Well, you see it every year, and then you get players up that you don't have a good scouting report on, and they're giving it their all. They're playing hard every night to try to leave an impression, make a team. So I never bought into that strength of schedule in the game of baseball, because it really just depends on the team that you're playing. Are they playing good baseball or not? Are they playing well?
They run into hot pitchers. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, any pitcher that runs out there in the big leagues can give you problems. That's what it comes down to. You run into a guy that's throwing the ball well, anybody can beat you. Whether that after 500 or not.
Two balls and a strike. Arcia at the plate. Pops him up, slicing into foul territory. A lot of wind up there, and Zimmerman makes a catch. Nice play up against the railing. That will retire the side. Best inning for Roark of the night. A 3-up, 3-down frame. Good play by Ryan Zimmerman. We head to the home fourth.
Next Friday, September 7th. And all 5 county residents can save 50% on tickets for the matchup. To lock in your discounted seats, head to brewers.com/tickets and do it today.
Nationals Park, Washington, D.C. We head to the Washington half of the 4th inning. Brewers were retired in order in the top half. Jolie Chassin coming off his best inning. 3 up, 3 down frame with a strikeout of Bryce Harper. He'll face Juan Soto, Ryan Zimmerman, and Matt Wieters. The talented teenager Juan Soto leads off, shows bunt, and down the third base line, Moustakas bare hands throw to first, not in time.
That's a good play to start off an inning for sure, down by 3 runs. And they're going to give it to you, take it. Soto a strikeout victim his first time up. You can see where Moustakas is. Perfect bunt. It doesn't have to be perfect, just get it down, and with his speed able to beat it at first base. That's why those shifts leading off innings, sometimes it come back to bite you, and it did there.
Soto aboard with his first hit of the night. And a man on for Ryan Zimmerman. Bounced into a fielder's choice his last time up. That was a key out for Chassin. Usually don't get significant outs with men on base in the first inning, but Chassin had the bases loaded with 1 out, or rather with 2 outs, and was able to get Zimmerman on that ground ball to end the inning. And only 1 run scored, despite the Nationals loading up the bases with nobody out.
Can't ask for much better than that. There was nobody out, only 1 run in. That'll give you confidence going out for the second inning.
Chassin seems to have righted the ship a little bit. Much better command than he had the first 2 innings. He had a 9-pitch 3rd inning, so that helped him get the pitch count back in order. Got a bunt single to start the 4th, facing Zimmerman now. 2-0 the count. Chassin is making his 10th career start against Washington. He's pitched well against them. An earned run average of .306 in his previous 9 starts. Beat the Nationals back on July 23rd. Went 5 2/3 in that game at Miller Park. Gave up just 1 run, but he struck out 9. And there's ball 4. 2 on, nobody out. That leadoff bunt single by Juan Soto has set the inning up for the Nationals. And with 2 on and nobody out, here comes Matt Wieters.
Just when you start thinking that he's got the command back, yeah, the bunt to lead off the inning, then big walk, yeah, 4-pitch walk.
There's a strike. A spinner from Chassin. One of the best hitting catchers in the game, Matt Wieters. And a drive into right field. Yelich going back. He's got room. Tagging at second base is Soto. Zimmerman will retreat to first. That's a long, loud out for Wieters. He just missed it on the bat. It's the first out of the inning, and now it's 1st and 3rd.
Hard to judge trajectory from where we're sitting, but when that ball was hit, it sounded like it was leaving the ballpark. It stayed in here. There's a curveball that stayed up in the zone. Wieters got under a little bit, kept it in the ballpark. He barreled that one up, just got under it enough to allow Yelich to make the catch.
First and third with one away. And Wilmer Defoe at the plate. Dave Martinez, the Nationals manager, puts a speedy runner in that 8 spot. And a called strike. He didn't like that call. Looked like it hit the bottom of the strike zone, though.
Well, Harper didn't like the call. You know, when he was up there for strike 2, thought it was high. That one had the plate.
Maybe he's just mad at himself he didn't swing at it.
I don't think so. That was a good curveball. That was a good pitch down around the knees.
No balls and a strike. Defoe takes a ball. Some managers like a speedy runner hitting 8th. Some of them like a power hitter hitting 8th. But the point is the same. You're trying to have some kind of impact bat there in that 8 spot in front of the pitcher. Tough to double this guy up. Way inside, almost hit him.
Held on to this one a little bit too long. Slider. Sometimes when you overthrow a pitch, that's what's going to happen. You yank it.
First and third, 1 out. 2 balls and a strike on Defoe, and another one right in that same spot. That breaking ball hits the bottom of the zone for strike 2.
Exactly where you want it. Perfect.
Well, if you could just dial one up about 2 inches lower than that, you know Defoe is in swing mode right here.
He hadn't swung of the first 2 that were down there. You got to figure he's going to be protecting.
2-2 the count. See what he gets. Chacin deals and missed with it. He threw the pitch. He just couldn't find the target. Derek Johnson, the Brewers pitching coach, keeping a close eye on Chacin. 4-1 Milwaukee. Nationals have had a couple of threats, including one in the first. They've got him at the corners here in the 4th. 3-2 pitch, a broken back ground ball. Aguilar's coming home, and the tag is in time. Heck of a play by Kratz. Picked it on a short hop and got the tag on Soto. Soto feels like he's safe. He's already instructing his bench to go to replay on that.
Well, they were looking at that replay before Soto got up off the ground, and well, Kratz had a really difficult tag play in yesterday's ball game that was called safe. Let's see if he gets a hand in there. I don't know. No, it looks like he's out. I mean, I'm not sure if. You know, if they're going to challenge it. I don't think they are. Good play by Kratz. Boy, that's a tough bounce. Able to turn around and make a tag, and Defoe, I don't think he ever touched the penny. Nice play by Eric Kratz.
Aguilar didn't give him a great throw. Aguilar does throw the ball well. He's got a very strong arm. But a bit of a misfire there. Kratz makes up for it. Excellent call by Chad Whitson, the home plate umpire.
So similar to the one yesterday.
Well, here is the pitcher now, Tanner Roark. That's a key play for the Brewers, getting the lead out at the plate. And now a chance to get out of this inning. Tanner Roark handles the bat pretty well for a pitcher. He's got an average over 200, but a wave and a miss. By the way, Rock, I don't know if you noticed or not. Now that it is beyond the replay territory.
He didn't have the ball in his glove, you mean?
It was an old school catcher making an old school move right here.
Yeah, the glove is in the other hand. Check it out. I'm stunned that the Washington Nationals replay team didn't see that.
How do you not see that in review? There's a swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Big play by Eric Kratz. Took one out of the old school Johnny Bench page right there on a bad throw. Don't put the ball in the glove, just tag him with the glove. Much easier. See, I got it up.
Yeah, he's safe if he touched it.
home runs off of Tanner Roark. Time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile, and it was a milestone home run for Giancarlo Stanton, getting his 300th home run of his career, his 33rd of the season. He would get the curtain call at Yankee Stadium this last night against the Tigers. So he's the 5th fastest to reach 300 home runs. Ralph Kiner, Ryan Howard, Alex Rodriguez, and Juan Gonzalez did it faster. And crazy, Stan had gone 40 at-bats since his last home run. It had been 10 games for him. That's one shy of tying his longest this season. So it took him a little while, but congratulations to Giancarlo Stanton, 300 home runs.
Yeah, former teammates of Christian Yelich and Marcell Ozuna, that great outfield of the Marlins, all playing elsewhere, all on contending teams.
Yankee fans love him now, don't they?
Well, Eric Kratz pulls the old rabbit out of the hat to get the out at the plate.
You got to wonder what the replay team in the Nationals clubhouse is thinking right now. Somebody's got to see that, don't you?
Now the Brewers catch a break. Here we go to the 5th inning with Jolie Chacin leading off. Now think about how that inning changes. If Soto is called safe, a run is in, get the pitcher at the plate. Now here's the biggest question.
Yeah.
And replay offers a lot of conclusive evidence on out or safe, right? Now, if it is replay, they go to a challenge and it is shown that Kratz doesn't have the ball, he tags him with an empty glove. What do you do with it? Because Soto never touched home plate.
He's in the dugout because he's called out.
Home plate umpire made an immediate out call, so he leaves the premises, which makes him out anyway, right? That would be very interesting.
Yeah, how do you rectify that?
And then if he doesn't touch the plate,
do you just give him the run? I don't think he can.
Because Kratz is sitting there waiting for him to try to come back to touch the plate. Now, if the umpire doesn't make a call here, Kratz is just going to keep the tag on him until he does get a call. That's how you know as a catcher whether the runner touched the plate or not.
How does the umpire not see that though either? I mean, I understand it's a bang bang play, but I mean that was clear. I mean, Kratz never had the ball in his glove. In the bare hand, he tags him with the empty glove, which is not a tag. Got to have the ball in there. Yeah, a lot of stuff could have gone wrong there if the Nationals reviewed that.
That's called sleight of hand, Rock. Don't underestimate Eric Kratz's ability to pull the rabbit out. It's the age-old lesson in magic tricks. There has to be a distraction. It's a fly ball into shallow right.
Because if you review that to see if he touched the plate, could you tell if he touched the plate based on what we saw? You couldn't.
I don't think he did. Here's real speed, though. This is what the home plate umpire sees. Got it. See? I mean, it's pretty nice by Eric Kratz. It's almost like he flipped the ball out of his glove to show the umpire.
That's what it looked like. But he flipped that out a little bit too soon. Yeah, that would have created a lot of controversy. I think there would have been some dust up at home plate regarding that, had they determined that Kratz never tagged him with the ball. That's not the end of that discussion.
I remember before replay came about, you and I sat in these booths and we talked about all the different kind of plays that you could see and how do you place runners. And here's Yelich, and he's going to deliver with another hit. That's his 2nd hit of the game. He's 2 out of 3. League's leading hitter with 2 singles off Roark tonight, and the inning is extended. Yeah, we had this conversation often before replay was implemented. How are they going to administer plays like what we just saw?
That would have been interesting.
A runner that doesn't touch the plate. So I would have been very curious to see how that would have gone down. Soto's wearing that finger protector as well. Can't really reach out with your finger if you're all bundled up in the oven mitt. And it is a black protector as well, so it's in stark contrast to the white of home plate. It's a pretty easy visual for the umpire, really.
Yeah. Now, if the mitt touches the plate and not the fingers, is that actually safe? I'm joking.
Yelich takes off, throw down to second base, and Yelich is in there. A stolen base for Christian Yelich. That's the other part of his game that doesn't get talked about enough. He can really run, and his stolen bases are timely.
Yeah, pretty good throw right there by Wieters, but he got a good jump off of Tanner Roark. Pretty good lead, good jump. Able to get in there easily, or not easily, just by an eyelash. Had the ball not bounced, I think he might have been out, but he's able to get in there, slides to the outfield side of the bag to make the tag a little longer.
And maybe most importantly there, he was able to hold the bag. Number 15 of the year for Yelich, 15 bags to go along with his 26 home runs. And that gets Aguilar back to the plate. At the plate, presented by Blaze Pizza. Jesus with a 2-strike solo home run in the third, a 1-out homer. And he launched it out of here. That thing was a 400+ foot blast. All 3 of the home runs tonight have traveled over 400 feet. Shaw, Kratz, and Aguilar. With 2 strikes, third inning, nobody on.
Full count, tried to sneak one by him inside, and Aguilar says not today.
Got Yelich at second base. Aguilar takes a ball. "17 home runs with 2 strikes this year. That is impressive.
And a lot of them to right field.
Jesus, one of those rare guys that hits for the big home run totals, the high batting average, got a very high OPS. His OPS is best on the ball club. 923 is his on base plus slugging. Coming into play, or coming into this at bat. In the air to left center field. Harper on the run. Harper at the track, at the wall, and it's going to be caught by Soto. Aguilar gives it a ride, but some wind has just kicked up in the last 15 minutes. Might have kept it in the ballpark. Inning is over, still 4-1.
On to a 4-1 lead. They've got 3 home runs on the night off of Tanner Roark. And the Brewers' wives, through their commitment to several important causes, play an important role in the club's community outreach efforts. Each summer, the Brewers Wives team up with Brewers Community Foundation to raise funds through a number of special events, with proceeds earmarked for various organizations in Greater Milwaukee.
Okay, Sophia, thanks. And here we go to the Washington half of the fifth. Top of the order coming up against Chassin. He's had to work for it tonight. Chassin's only given up the 1 run. Nationals have had some opportunities, though. They loaded the bases in the first, got just 1 run. Had runners at first and second in the 4th inning, last inning, with nobody out, could not score. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chassin, and that play at the plate on the phantom tag by Kratz.
Yeah, the whole way, you know, the way that catchers are making plays at the plate, so much different now that you're not allowed to block off home plate. We don't have the ball. Back in the old days, you block off home plate, you catch the baseball, you put the ball in your bare hand, and you surround the baseball and your bare hand with the glove, and that's the way you made a tag when you're blocking home plate. You're not allowed to do that these days, so it's more the sweep tag, and you can't do that. You can't, you know, hold the ball with your bare hand, put it in the glove.
Adam Eaton in the right field. That's way back there, and Yelich feeling for the wall, makes the catch. A leap at the end. Yelich goes halfway up the wall to make the catch right in front of the out-of-town scoreboard.
Pretty good swing right by Adam Eaton. Just kind of dropped the head of the bat on that baseball, and it carried pretty well. Once again, upset with himself. That breaking pitch, more the slider that time. I think Adam Eaton thought it was out of the ballpark. It held up. Christian Yelich feeling for the fence, able to make the catch. Nice job.
First ball swinging. Trey Turner a base hit into the gap. One of the fastest players in the game, taking about third. He will stop at second. Excellent play by Clean to get it back quickly, and it's a 1-out double for Trey Turner.
Turner jumping all over slider, breaking pitches today. First base hit was a breaking ball. And the way he went after this one, it looked like a slider. It was. Getting it up in the strike zone and a little bit too much of the plate, and Turner able to rip it into the gap.
See the Nationals getting more and more aggressive here in the last couple of innings. 20th double of the year for Turner. He is a heck of a player. Outstanding shortstop. They had him playing in the outfield when he first came up, but he is their future at that position now, has been the last couple of seasons. So he is aboard for Bryce Harper. Harper has walked and struck out. Chassin got him on a breaking ball with 2 strikes back in the 3rd inning. And he starts him with 1 here right on the outside corner.
So because the catchers are they have to be in front of home plate on plays like that, they use the sweep tag, and the sweep tag a very difficult play for a catcher with that catcher's mitt. A lot of times you're going to sweep tag and lose the baseball in contact.
And that glove not designed for a sweep tag like that. It's full of padding. It's there to protect your hand from a big fastball.
Yeah, so he does the sweep tag, but he forgot to put the ball in it. It's not designed to do anything other than catch 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. It's not good for pop-ups or making tag plays.
No balls and a strike on Harper. Swinging a foul. He was late on it. Chassin gave him a fastball, and Harper almost knocked it into the Brewers' third base dugout. He was so behind.
Down and in. I think they're all sitting on breaking ball. And we'll see if he makes an adjustment. Maybe tries to jam him inside. He did to Harper there.
Runner at second with 1 out. Brewers lead at 4-1. The wind has changed significantly. It's blowing from left to right now. Left field pole to right field pole. Anything hit from left center to the left field line is going to be knocked down. Anything from center field to the right field foul pole has got a chance to fly. Rain all around us here in D.C. right now, but not at Nationals Park. 1 man out. Bryce Harper at the plate. Back to the fastball. Good sinking action on that heater.
Yeah, too shame. Remember, he struck Harper out on a curveball last time up. Start him with a slider. Now back-to-back fastballs.
Pitchers never like throwing with the wind in their face. It benefits the hitter, but it does create some pretty good action on your pitches. You can hear that wind whipping through our crowd mics. 1-2 on Harper with Turner at second base. And Harper out in front, pops it up, a long way to go. And Arcia is there to make the catch. What a play that was. They had the shift on for Harper. Arcia traveling a country mile to haul that one in.
Yeah, I want to see the stat cast on that, how far he goes to catch his baseball. There aren't many guys going to make this play. Ryan Braun playing deep. Watch where he starts. First base side of the bag, and he is on his horse, running about full speed, never taking his eye off the baseball, able to haul it in. That's a tremendous play by Orlando.
Looks like an F6 in the book. It is anything but routine. That was special. Chacin knows it, pounding in his glove. 2 outs now in the 5th inning. Now it's Rendon. Boy, the Brewers are just a different team when Arcia is in the game at shortstop. They are a tight defensive unit. It's amazing how one player can change that. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's always been like that in baseball, right? You get a slick fielding shortstop, and then a lot of the pieces get put together defensively based on that one area.
And guys, you know, second base and third base don't have to worry so much about going back on pop-ups. Because that guy right there is going to handle every one of them, and he wants every one of those pop-ups.
Now, there might be some as good, but there's no one better than Arcia fetching pop flies. 0-1 to Rendon, and a swing and a miss. Chacin left it up there in his eyes. Looks like these Nationals hitters, Brock, they're seeing breaking ball and they're expecting that to spin right in the middle of the strike zone, and they are staying up and they are missing these breaking balls.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the case. They're hanging a little bit too much even for the hitter. I wouldn't bank on that much longer.
That's a dangerous place to live if you're Chacin.
Off speed up, not good. Maybe off, fastball up, good this year.
Runner at second, 2 outs. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Rendon. And he got him. He struck him out on a breaking ball. The high breaking ball, the low breaking ball. He's got all quadrants covered. And the Nationals just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. 4-1 Brewers, 5 in the books in DC. point, and with all these thunderstorms around us, that matters. We play on. 4-1 our score. Brewers have the lead. Travis Shaw will lead off. Tanner Roark back on the mound. Shaw hit a booming home run off Roark in the first inning. That came with 2 outs. It got the Brewers on the board. Home run number 27 for Shaw. Now 76 runs batted in.
That was a great job by Eric Kratz disguising what they're going to throw, and I think that disguise was for the man at second base. That was Trey Turner, just in case they're giving signs. That was a beautiful job by Kratz. Now watch Kratz. He's going to give a high sign right here, a high target, making everybody in the ballpark think they're going to go fastball up. Does it again, fastball up. And what does he give him? Slider down in the strike zone. So if there's any indication or any chance that Trey Turner saw that high strike, that high target, and relayed to Rendon that they're going to throw you a fastball, that's why he did that. Just still another example of the veteran catcher Eric Kratz. Just some of the ways that he can help you win games.
When you think about Kratz's home run, then the phantom tag at the plate, an old school baseball play where you tag with the empty glove so the ball doesn't pop free, and then the little subtleties of the game of catching. Good eye there, partner. It's fascinating.
And sometimes, you know, they might not know the signs and when the catchers give them, but when a guy at second sees that, they had signs to tell a pitcher or to tell the hitter what's coming. I mean, you're going to get a fastball.
There's a called strike 3 on Travis Shaw.
And the way Rendon took that slider, I think they did.
Yeah, nobody calls for a high breaking ball. Right. So if your location is up, Kratz, even if they're not trying to pick up something from second base, he's setting it up just in case.
Sometimes a hitter can sense that. I mean, he's moving around just enough and early enough maybe to give that hitter an indication as to, you know, that a fastball is coming. Hitters can sense that without looking. Might be looking at the pitcher, but peripheral vision. You know, sometimes the catcher will move and make a little bit more noise, more racket, when you wanted to make him think that you're setting up somewhere where you're actually going to set up somewhere else.
By the way, speaking of catching, Manny Pena is on the active roster. He's not on the DL, but he's not available to catch because of that hit by pitch he had in Cincinnati. He's got 5 stitches on the inside of his lip, and he's got a lot of swelling there on the lip. So Manny Pena, I walked downstairs today to go to batting practice. He is set up with a pitching machine working on his framing. So they set up a pitching machine in the batting cage with the starting pitchers who were hitting or about to hit. They were standing in there for him, and he's there catching pitches out of this pitching machine that were coming in as basically 90-mile-an-hour sliders is what it looked like to me. They were calling it a curveball, but he's in there trying to frame the low pitch.
Did he have a mask on?
Nothing. But the thing is, he's working on his catching skills without running in danger of actually having a pitcher. You know, you have the consistency of a pitching machine. You know that's going to be, you're not going to get one in the dirt, or there's no hitters in there. It was impressive. There's a liner right to Defoe, and Braun is retired.
Stay sharp. That's what he does. You can get on the bike. I'm not sure, you know, bouncing ahead, running in the outfield is something he can do right now. But you want to do whatever you can to be able to keep that edge, you know, to stay sharp. We don't want to lose any of that when he finally comes back. I'm not sure when that's going to be, but the guy's committed to being a good big leaguer. It's taken him too long to find an everyday job in the major leagues to let it slip away.
Here is Mike Moustakas. Now that was one of the more impressive things I've seen. You talk about mastering your craft and doing whatever you can. He's come up with a plan, Manny Pena, to do whatever he can to stay ready when the swelling's down significantly, by the way. He was hit by a breaking ball that just glazed his shoulder and then hit him flush in the lip, right on the left side there. And a lot of swelling, it's a lot of pain, passed all the concussion tests. And 5 stitches on the inside of his lip as Moustakas pops this one up. Roark's making the call, but he'll give way to Rendon, and that will retire the side. The Brewers go in order, 3 up, 3 down. And here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
And on Sunday, September 9th, kids can put their puzzle-solving skills to the test by picking up a collectible Brewers puzzle cube given to all kids 14 and under at Miller Park with the Brewers series finale against the Giants. That's courtesy of U.S. Bank. For tickets, go to brewers.com.
Got some Brewers fans in the ballpark tonight. A little traveling road party going on in D.C. Always a great destination. Chacín back to work, facing Juan Soto to start the 6th inning. Soto's in our BP Brighter picture tonight. Most home runs by a teenager in MLB history. Soto has 16. Tony Conigliaro at 24 as a 19-year-old. Really one of the tragic stories in Major League Baseball. Former Red Sox star was hit by a pitch and was never the same. Bryce Harper had 22 homers as a 19-year-old. His first year in the big leagues, 2012, when he was an all-star and rookie of the year.
Amazing how young they are coming up and having success.
I love that Mel Ott is on that list as well. If you ever get a chance to spend a little time on Baseball Reference, go look at the career of Mel Ott. I mean, this guy put up some incredible numbers through the years. He played over 20 years. Big RBI numbers. Played with the Giants back when they were the New York Giants back in the 30s and the 40s. He was one of the big stars of his time.
Yeah, there was some incredible talents back in those days. Of course, you know, the game is so much different. You know, starting pitchers usually went 9 innings. And once you get through that lineup 3-4 times, they didn't have quite the stuff that they had when they started.
Soto with a ringing hit in the right center. Yelich cuts it off. Soto will stop around first with a single. Nice play by Yelich.
Taking nothing away from those guys back then. That was the way the game was. But it's so much more difficult these days to put up those kind of numbers because the ballparks are smaller now. But you get into a game right now. I mean, you get 4 or 5 at bats. How many different pitchers do you think you're going to face? Every one of them throwing mid-90s.
Yeah.
I mean, older players will tell you that. I mean, it's much more difficult these days. Robin Yount says that all the time.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Nationals have another lead batter reach base. He's been knocking at the door all night against Chassin, but he has made his pitches when it has counted.
Yeah, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position for the Nationals. We're only in the 6th inning. And that one hit did not score a run.
4 of the 6 innings, the Nationals have had their lead batter reach. Only 1 run in, that came in the first.
Now you're talking about Brewers fans around town. I was walking around town today. A lot of Brewers fans and a lot of Texas Longhorn fans around.
That's right.
A lot of orange walking around with the big horns.
The Longhorns. The Texas Longhorns are playing Maryland tomorrow in a Big 12, Big 10 early season showdown. FedEx Field tomorrow. That'll be a game you can see on FS1 in the Fox family. 11 a.m.
It must have made you feel pretty good today.
You know, I was a big time Texas Longhorns fan growing up, and then I went to college and started playing college baseball, and we played the Texas Longhorns, and then I really couldn't stand them for a while.
They beat you there pretty good.
Well, they always had a little help. Everybody was on the take in those days. At least that's my story.
So you're saying it wasn't fair. There they are.
There's some horns in here. Matter of fact, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, is in the ballpark tonight. Had a chance to visit with him before the game. And an old high school friend of mine, Scott Pope, was here as well. They're here to see the Longhorns play. Zimmerman leans out, breaks his bat, and a routine play for Shaw. Out number 1.
Good breaking pitch by Chassin. He's thrown a ton of them today. It was up, it was off the plate. And Zimmerman makes him out. Going to have to get a new bat.
1 away for Chassin. That'll bring up Matt Wieters. Still one of my all-time favorite players was a Longhorn, though. And I know you love this guy too, but Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
That was my guy growing up.
Yeah, he was great.
I loved Earl Campbell. Heisman Trophy winner in 1977 at Texas. Remember they had the tearaway jerseys?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we used to run on the field, and we would grab as many of those jerseys from the players as we could and try to grab a slice of those tearaways. I got half of his 2 once. He wore number 20. I got half the 2.
Nice.
Thing hung on my wall for like 10 years. That was a good pull. Earl would leave the field. He wouldn't have anything left on him but his shoulder pads. Kids like us tugging away at those tearaways.
Are those illegal now?
Oh yeah, long since. Now they're skin tight. You can't get a grip on the jerseys because they're.
And they kind of Vaseline them up, don't they? Don't they put something on there you can't grab them? Come on.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what the conspiracy theorists think.
Can't arm tackle.
Well, we got the Badgers starting their season. Wish Matt LePay, legendary voice of the Badgers, be getting underway. That's going to be a fun year to watch Wisconsin all year. They're going to have a good team. I think.
A lot of the experts are thinking they're going to be in the tournament.
Excited about Wisconsin football this year. A great program. Great time to be a sports fan in Wisconsin right now. Opening of the new arena. Got the Bucks and Marquette will be occupying the new arena in Milwaukee. Packers season starting Sunday, next Sunday. Got the Badgers, who are expected to have a very good year, and the Brewers right there in a pennant race. There's a swing at him. There's Chassin going with a lot more fastballs now, and picks up a strikeout on Zimmerman, or rather on Wieters, and it's out number 2.
Yep, third time through, maybe mixing it up just a little bit. That one way off the plate. Up out of the strike zone at 93. Wieters just waves at it.
Well, that's a good sign. Dan Jennings is throwing in the bullpen. I think there was a lot of concern that that ankle injury was going to be a trip to the disabled list, or at least a few days, but he's getting loose.
Yeah, a lot of left-handers in this lineup, but they're staggered pretty well. So as you get through the end of the third time through the batting order, we'll see what Craig Counsell elects to do. Maybe go to the bullpen in the 7th. Pitch count starting to climb a little bit for Chassin at 94.
Two outs to Defoe.
Wade Miley threw 105 pitches yesterday.
Needed a 2 in an 11-inning game.
7 1/3. Pitched into the 8th. Good work.
Chassin's pitch count is high. Most of that coming in the first inning when he had the bases loaded and nobody out, but surrendered just 1. Defoe takes a strike. That pitch has given him fits tonight.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd called strike that Chassin has gotten on Defoe in that exact spot.
And he really has, other than against Defoe, had a difficult time getting that pitch down around the knees.
Two and one with 2 away. Defoe lays off, 3 balls and a strike. And somebody just got tossed. Home plate umpire Chad Whitson had enough. Dave Martinez is on his way out. I don't know if it was Martinez who was thrown out or not.
Yeah, Wieters was out on the warning track with his arms up. Wieters, waved at a pitch that was clearly out of the strike zone. Struck out, but he swung at it. Apparently Chad Whitson had enough of whatever they were saying to him over there.
And that feels like something that's been going on for a while. And the crew chief, Mark Carlson, walks the manager back to the dugout. Still trying to figure out who got ejected. Martinez still barking at the umpire. Martinez stays put. It's either Kevin Long, the hitting coach, or Matt Wieters would be my guess.
And Matt Wieters came out. I saw him come out and didn't put up much of an argument. I have a feeling if he got thrown out, he would have gone out there and got his money's worth.
Well, somebody got tossed. This is the one that drew the ire of the Nationals dugout. That's a strike.
I mean, I don't know what they're squawking about.
Yeah, there was the ejection. And there's Wieters just to the left, raising his hand. Martinez comes out.
There's Wieters, yeah. I don't know.
We'll see. 3-2 is the count. Remember, in Milwaukee, Nationals hitting coach Kevin Long got thrown out. So, yeah, that's a pretty good idea there that Wieters is out. The backup catcher is starting to prepare to come into the game.
Kai Boom getting ready.
Full count to Defoe. Runner goes in the air, left field. Long run for Braun. The wind is eating that one alive. Well, that thing had a slice on it. Started in straightaway left field, sliced all the way to the wall, to the foul wall.
Yeah, everything's getting pushed into foul ground going to left.
Feels like the winds have changed again. Now blowing straight out to left. It was dead still when we started the game. Then the winds whipped around, had a jet stream into right center. Now it looks like it's blowing out to left. Although you never know with the big stadiums with the multiple decks where the actual jet stream is. So we'll do it again. Another 3-2. Soto takes off, and that one is in the air. Shallow right center field. That's going to be Shaw to make the catch, and that will retire the side. And Jhoulys Chacín, 6 innings, only 1 run. Brewers lead it 4-1. in the spotlight tonight. What a game he's having, and he is in our Badger Mutual Insurance plays of the game, and he's made a number of them. Launched that home run. Check out the phantom tag here. Woo. Ball's not in the glove. Kratz gets a call anyway. The sleight of hand by the wily old veteran. Then asks for the high fastball. At least that's what the runner thinks. Rendon gets a breaking ball down in the zone. Kratz with a little glove decoy. And Erik Kratz pulling out the entire toolbox tonight.
That's a magic catcher's mitt back there tonight.
Always good to have a wise old catcher in the booth every night to notice those subtleties too. Catcher has a good night. The analyst has a good night.
Yeah.
Well done, partner. So the new battery is going to be Coda Glover on the mound. Spencer Kaiboom is in for Wieters, who was ejected last inning.
Only 10th appearance for Glover. Earned run average about 5.5. Last pitch on the 28th at Philadelphia, scoreless inning. He was drafted in 2015. Made his major league debut very quickly back in 2016.
Erik Kratz, a big swing. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to the veteran catcher. Brewers are playing without a net here tonight on the catching situation with Manny Pena, who will not catch. He could hit tonight. They'd like to avoid playing him at all with that fat lip and the stitches, but if something should happen to Kratz tonight, Hernan Perez is the emergency catcher. I spoke to Hernan before the game, and he's excited about the potential. And he said he caught a bullpen the other day. He said he caught Wade Miley in the bullpen to prepare him for a potential outing behind the plate. Kratz in the air, left center. That's hit deep, but there to make the catch is Soto. Wow, that ball really traveled.
It carried, didn't it? You never know what that wind's doing, but it sends Soto back on a warning track. That's a nice easy swing. I mean, Kratz out on his front foot. Kept the hands back, gave it a pretty good ride out there to left.
That'll bring up Orlando Arcia now. We play in the 7th inning. The Brewers lead 4-1. All 4 runs coming on home runs. 3 of them tonight. Shaw hit a 2-run bomb in the first. Kratz and Aguilar have also homered. Arcia is 0 for 2. He's had a couple of terrific plays defensively.
Guy's got a good arm, you know, 97, 98 miles an hour. He's got a slider to go with it. Everybody has big arms coming out of the bullpen these days.
Max effort pitching. Hard as you can, as long as you can. Wow, Arcia just fights that one off foul. That was coming right up and at him.
He's got some pretty good run on that fastball as well. How much that ball runs in on Orlando Arcia. Started a little bit off the inside corner. Ended up almost hitting him.
Two and two the count on Arcia. That one's upstairs. 96 with a fastball. 3-2 the count. Three and two to Arcia. Pop up in the infield. Turner. And there is out number 2. Red Council's team has gotten back to their home run hitting ways on this road trip. They've hit 10 now in the first 4 games of this road trip, taking 2 out of 3 from the Reds. Hit 4 in a game in Cincinnati, that extra inning victory. They've got 3 on the board tonight as Chassin takes a strike.
Yeah, a little easy to hit home runs at Great American Ballpark. You got to get all of them to get them out of here, and the Brewers did that 3 times tonight.
The Brewers do have activity in their bullpen. So just because Chassin is hitting here does not mean he's coming back out to pitch.
Yeah, because they are a little bit short. You remember that Manny Pena discussion you had a minute ago. They don't want to use him.
And Chassin with a wave and a miss. And clearly Chassin is a major threat at the plate after his base hit back in the 2nd inning. I mean, he's proven himself to be a real weapon.
Yeah.
That's probably why Council's letting him hit here. Best bat he's got, right? That'll be Chassin's story. Foul pop. Zimmerman is there, and that will retire the side. 3 up and 3 down for the reliever, Colonel Glover. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time in D.C. In DC, 3 home runs in this game. Brewers got it started with a bang as we reset the game for you. First inning, Travis Shaw with 2 outs, a 2-run blast. Eric Kratz then had a solo shot with 1 away in the 2nd inning, and then Aguilar on a 2-strike pitch got a fastball in and launches one out of here. Aguilar makes his play at the plate. Bad throw, but Kratz able to field the short hop. Notice the tag, didn't have the ball in his glove. Nationals didn't catch it in replay, and the out stood, and that is our Toyota game reset as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-1 Milwaukee. Nationals are going to bring on a pinch hitter. So Michael A. Taylor will bat to start the inning, and then back to the top of the order, Adam Eaton and then Trey Turner. Taylor, the Nationals' 4th outfielder. They expect him to pull. The Brewers have 3 infielders on the left side. Taylor's got big pop.
He's got big pop and he can run. Good guy to keep off the bases.
Chassin has not been able to retire the first batter of an inning in 4 of the 6 innings, but only 1 of those leadoff batters on have scored. It's the only run of the game. There's a shot right into the shift. Arce is there, and a perfect throw in time for out number 1.
Didn't even have to move. Well positioned. Nice to get that leadoff hitter out, as you mentioned. That's been an issue for Yolis tonight. Right at him, easy out.
And one away for Washington. Back to the top of the order now, and with the left-hander Eaton coming up, Craig Counsell is going to make the call to the bullpen. Great work tonight from Jhoulys Chacín, considering the way the game started. High pitch count, bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning. He survives until the 7th. Pencil him in for 6 1/3 tonight, and only 1 run allowed. Pitching change in DC.
About every time he's been out since the beginning of May. 6 1/3, 6 hits. You know, the Nationals had opportunities with runners in scoring position all night. They're only 1 for 10 with Chacín out there. And I'll be honest, he got away with some pretty interesting breaking pitches today. It wasn't his best stuff, but I think he did his best job of getting through a game without his best stuff that we've seen this year. You know, a lot of swings and misses on pitches out of the strike zone, some hanging curveballs, and I think Yolis will be the first to tell you, I'm not sure how I did it tonight.
Smoke and mirrors, but he's been doing it all year. He has been a great sign for the Brewers this season. Now Dan Jennings will pitch against the left-handed hitting Adam Eaton. Well, here we are, just a couple of days after Dan Jennings, it looked like it was going to be going to the disabled list. It looked like he may have blown a knee or ruptured an ankle or something awful. Limps off the field after a third of an inning in Cincinnati. An ankle injury that apparently they have treated well.
Yeah.
And here he is back on the mound.
It was actually yesterday.
That's a liner right to Arcia for out number 2. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a day game yesterday.
Yeah. You got Billy Hamilton in the rundown, got rid of the baseball, and his effort to get out of the way, he rolled an ankle. You see the ankle roll right there, and Jennings able to avoid contact and had to be helped off the field with 2 different athletic trainers. And he's back out there tonight. It's a good job of taping the ankle, obviously.
Here is Trey Turner now after the Eaton line out.
You ever sprained an ankle?
Yes, I have.
I tell you, he's lucky because those things can last a long, long time.
Well, they don't normally heal that fast.
No.
Sprained ankle, a severe sprained ankle can be worse than a broken ankle.
Yeah, that upper ankle strain, those can be a couple of months.
Trey Turner batting with 2 outs, 7th inning. Brewers lead 4-1. Turner on the ground through for a base hit.
A nice day for Trey Turner. 3 hits, 2 to left, 1 to center, a double.
Well, now Jennings is going to have to deal with Bryce Harper. Counsell uses Jennings specifically for Eaton and Harper. hoping he didn't have to get to Harper, but the right-handed bat in between him, Trey Turner, with his third hit of the game.
Yeah, left that slider that time down the middle of the plate. That slider's giving him problems over the last few outings.
Jacob Barnes, who just arrived here from AAA yesterday, getting loose. Brewers are a little beat up in their pen. That's why it was imperative for Chacin to get into the 7th. It looked like it was going to be a short night for him after the first 5 hitters of this game. Jennings has had his struggles. He knows it. He's been excellent for the Brewers at times this year, and the Brewers are going to need him. They need that left-handed arm. Jennings never really bought into the idea he was a situational lefty. That's kind of how they had him pegged with the White Sox and the Rays before that. Even the Marlins prior to that. Brewers gave him a chance to pitch complete innings and work multiple innings. And he liked the idea that the Brewers didn't have that label on him when he arrived here.
And you never know, maybe the appearance is starting to mount up on Jennings. Maybe some of the other relievers as well. Just doesn't have the crispness of his slider that he had early in the season.
Jennings has pitched in 64 games, 61 innings. Facing Bryce Harper, who steps out of the box, and it's called a ball. And is it a balk? It will be a balk.
Called right on Soria back on the homestand.
The counsel wants an explanation. That was called, I think, by the first base umpire. That's what counsel's asking. Who called it?
Wondering what he did. Don't ask me, ask the guy that called it down at third base.
And now the third base umpire comes in, Brian Knight.
Just a little fling to the knee. Come on. Arch of the back. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, that's ridiculous. Man. It's the wind that blew him over.
Counsel still hooting on the third base umpire. You're looking for stuff there.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. But hey, he moved. Letter of the law, it's a balk, but
one ball, no strikes on Bryce Harper. 0 for 2 of the walk tonight. Brewers lead by 3. And Harper fouls it away. Was a little late on a middle breaking ball. That's the slider that's gotten Jennings in so much trouble.
Yeah, hasn't been able to get it down and away. Sometimes he's been able to get it down, but down the middle like the one to Turner. Other times it's been on the plate, away, but up.
I had you, man. I had you.
Bryce Harper normally doesn't miss those. Jennings got a break. No balls and a strike. 2 outs in the inning. Brewers got Jennings at the beginning of the season from the Rays, right after the season started, as a matter of fact. Just 2 days into the season, he was acquired. The Rays had released him, and the Brewers picked him up, picking up the rest of his salary. Rays were trying to eliminate some payroll. There's a 1-1. Harper fouls this one back.
Slider, look where it ended up. On the corner, but up. You just can't find that spot down and away. That's a hanger.
My goodness.
Fortunate to be able to get that one back.
Well, he's got Harper 1 and 2. Let's see what Jennings throws him here. Runner at second. And he went with a fastball. I mean, Jennings knows. He knows where these pitches are being left. He's trying to throw the slider down and away.
Just fighting it right now. Just any time he can put one down and away, this would be a good spot for it.
Just trying to find that release point, right? Needs a big pitch right here. 2-2 to Harper. Runner at second. Brewers have the lead in the 7th. And Jennings throws that slider. Another one hangs up there, and Harper fouls it off.
Up again, giving Harper a chance to get the bat on it.
Speedy Trey Turner at second base. 2-2 to Harper. Count remains. And the pitch is swung on and fouled away.
When you leave them up like that, even when they're off the plate, gives a left-handed hitter a chance to just stay alive, get a piece of it. Get that pitch about 3-4 inches down, it's a different story.
He's trying. Just doesn't have the feel for it right now. That's where fatigue comes in, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
What your brain is telling you the release point needs to be, it's not what your body is saying.
Nothing wrong with, throwing one in the dirt. You know Kratz is going to block it.
See what he gets. 2-2, and it's another breaking ball. That was a good one.
Much better.
Harper able to foul it off.
Everything away. All the strikes are away to Harper. I mean, do you dare try and slip a fastball in on him?
Yeah.
And he's looking away. There's no doubt about that. If you throw it in, throw it up and in, not down.
That's a fine line. Let's see what he goes with. Kratz setting up right down the middle. 2-2 the count again on Harper. And Harper fights another one off.
That was a fastball, but away.
At bat thus far. 6 foul balls by Harper. Another 2-2 pitch. The 9th pitch of the at bat, and Harper fouls another one off.
I tell you, get that pitch up a little bit on the fastball. You get the slider down a little bit, you get him. He's just thrown it at one spot in the strike zone where Harper's been able to foul off both slider and fastball.
Pitch number 10 coming. 7 foul balls by Harper. Got Rendon due up next. Probably Jennings' last hitter. He can let it fly here. Another 2-2, and that breaking ball misses down and away. Now it's 3-2. Well, another base runner here. The tying run will come to the plate. It is Bryce Harper. He is not a guy you challenge often, but with a 3-run lead, gotta have a strike. Dangerous hitter next in Anthony Rendon. Gotta be Barnes to face him. Payoff pitch, and Harper fouls another one off. 11 pitches, 8 foul balls.
You see him missed his spot right there. Kratz wanted that pitch away.
What a battle. He's a fastball slider pitcher, and Harper's seen plenty of both.
Well, the more you see of a pitcher, the more pitches that you see, the theory is the better chance you have of getting one that you like. seeing it out of the hand a lot better. Jennings got to make a good pitch here. You don't want to walk it.
Pitch number 12. Harper in the air, left field. Braun is there, and Harper is retired. A 12-pitch at-bat. Bryce Harper flies out to left field. Now Bryce Harper's yelling at the home plate umpire. Side retired. The Nats are angry. Brewers lead it 4-1. Lead the Nationals 4-1 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Boy, what an at-bat that was. Dan Jennings and Bryce Harper. 12 pitches, 8 foul balls. Harper flies out, has some parting shots for the home plate umpire. And here we go to the 8th, 4-1. The Brewers lead the Nats. Lorenzo Cain will lead off. Jimmy Cordero on to pitch for Washington. And Cain on the first pitch, a line drive right to Soto in left field. There is out number 1 in this 8th inning.
And numbers for Cordero, very limited action, obviously. Just got called up. Seven appearances, a .352 earned run average. Has not allowed a home run. Yeah, he last appeared on the 29th a couple of days ago against the Phillies. An inning and 2/3, gave up a hit, struck out a couple of batters.
Here is Christian Yelich, league's leading hitter, has 2 hits tonight, and on the ground to second base, bobbled. Defoe recovers to get the out. 2 gone.
Some young guys getting opportunities out of that Nationals bullpen. Brandon Kinsler traded a while ago. They just traded Ryan Madsen. A couple of veterans traded away, so young guys getting a chance.
2 pitches, 2 outs for Jimmy Cordero. Here is Jesus Aguilar. Aguilar belted his 31st home run of the season back in the 3rd. Gave the Brewers a 4-1 lead. And he's on the first pitch here. Fly ball left center. Harper on the run. He's got it. And that is a 3-pitch, 3-up, 3-down inning. With the rain coming, the Brewers go quickly in the top of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning. Jacob Barnes is on the pitch for the Brewers. 4-1 Milwaukee. It has been 4-1 since the 3rd inning after the Aguilar one-out homer in the 3rd. And Barnes, his return to the big leagues. Brewers needed some help in their bullpen. Barnes comes up and he steps into a big spot here in the 8th inning, facing Anthony Rendon, Juan Soto, and Ryan Zimmerman.
Yep, a 3-run lead. A 4th different time he's been with the Brewers this year. He did make the roster on opening day, of course. Got sent down on May 11th. Back and forth ever since. Called up yesterday. 11 appearances down in the minor leagues and a very good 154 earned run average for Jacob.
Jacob had some command problems in the minor leagues. He was able to pitch around a number of walks. Had 8 walks in 11 2/3 innings in AAA Colorado Springs. Brewers do make a double switch here. Possible that Barnes could go the rest of the way here if he is efficient. Jonathan Scope comes in to play second base. If nothing else, Scope is a defensive upgrade at second base. And with a 4-1 lead, Fred Counsell has Scope and Shaw at second and first. Aguilar is out after making the final out. Just a light mist coming down right now. There are thunderstorms all around us according to radar. Between innings, we saw the head groundskeeper John Turner having a chat with the umpires. So you know something is in the area. Normally you don't see the groundskeeper talking to the umpires unless there is weather. But we'll play on, see if we can avoid this one. 4-1, Brewers lead it. 1-2 the count on Rendon. And a line drive back up the middle. On that cutter right in the middle of the strike zone, and Rendon makes it pay for it.
Yeah, that's been the problem pitch for Jacob. Not being able to locate that pitch. Hey, tonight's having a game winner. The Golden Lion Sports Bar and Grill in South Milwaukee. They call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. That's the Miller Lite Beer Pen for a home game next year, 2019.
Not enough games left this year to pull that off.
Right.
I get it. So you have that to look forward to. Soto, big swing on the first pitch.
Yeah, there was a time during the season that Jacob was exclusively throwing that cut fastball, getting himself in trouble. Then after he got called up, not this past time, but the time before, it seemed like he was using that four-seamer a little bit more often. I mean, you're talking 95, 97 miles an hour. See if he mixes it up a little bit more right now.
High walk, high strikeout numbers in AAA this last time around. And did that hit him? No, that's just, I'm waiting on a call here. Is it a foul ball or a dead ball off the glove of Kratz? That went into the dugout, so the ball is certainly dead. Rendon to second base. Not sure it's Soto. He's looking back at his own dugout.
Catcher's interference.
Oh, that's right. He hit his glove.
That's on a check swing, though. He didn't swing. That's a check swing, as he's not offering at the baseball and going to have to go back.
And they're calling this a foul ball.
Not sure that's a foul ball. Did it hit the bat?
That's Chip Hale, the bench coach, who is on the phone back there.
Let's see if it hits the bat. Soto didn't think it did. Yeah, it must have. It must have.
It's going to stay as an 0-2 count. That's another break for the Brewers. Soto takes a ball inside. Take a listen. I think there was leather between the bat and the ball, but it sounded like a glove.
Yeah, that sounded all leather to me. They called a foul ball right away.
It's the only other call you could make there was just a straight pass ball that would allow the runner to second. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Soto.
Man, there's a couple of things you could have called there. Catcher's interference would have been the worst for the Brewers. And then runners at first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, the tying run at the plate. Brewers have gotten the benefit of the calls tonight, or the plays tonight. There's been some very unusual plays in this game. They'll take it. They felt like they were on the wrong end of most of them in Cincinnati. 2-2 the count on Soto. And it's ball 3. This is where Craig Counsell does not have many options. His bullpen has been exhausted here the last 3 days.
He can't wait for tomorrow to get here when the rosters expand. Get some reinforcements.
You got to put guys in some positions that you don't normally have. Barnes certainly has pitched in these high leverage spots, but he has had an up and down year. Just trying to find the right spot right now. He gave up a 2-strike hit to Rendon. At times Barnes can be electric. He can be as nasty as any pitcher in the Brewers bullpen. Full count, runner at first. Lost it. And Counsell's worst nightmare is coming true here.
Going to have to get somebody else up. Who's it going to be? Can't imagine Shorey is available today. He's pitched 3 days in a row.
Interesting shot right there. The bullpen coach Lee Tunnell on the phone, and all of the relievers turning around and looking at him as if to say, who's he going to be? George Lyles will start to get loose as fast as he can. You know Barnes is going to have to face one more hitter. Derek Johnson out to the mound.
Probably hoping to be able to use Jeremy Jeffers for just 1 inning. And Jeffers did not pitch yesterday, nor did he pitch on Friday in Cincinnati.
How about that exchange right there? Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, is patiently sitting there, standing there, listening to Eric Kratz, who's delivering the sermon.
Well, the visit was more or less just to allow Jordan Lyles to start getting loose. Again, got to figure out a way to get through this 8th inning. Because you figure it's going to be Jefferson in the 9th.
Rain falling. A single and a walk. Each batter Barnes faced, he got to 2 strikes quickly. Now it's Ryan Zimmerman. The tying run is at the plate. And a guy with plenty of pop in his bat. Fastball strike right at the top of the zone.
And that's not happy with the strike zone tonight. Anytime they take one that's borderline looking in the dugout.
Barnes will get a lot of ground balls with that cutter he has, the cutter and the slider. He's one of the few pitchers that throws them both.
You got to get it down though. Got to get it down and away.
2 on, nobody out. Nationals putting up a threat here in the bottom of the 8th. Zimmerman takes a strike. Big fastball on the outside corner.
Yeah, perfect. Now you got a couple you can waste. You throw the cutter, get it off the plate. Get it down in the dirt, see if it'll chase it. Or elevate that big fastball up out of the zone.
Pressure pitch coming for Jacob Barnes. And now Kratz on his way out. Down to the mound. This might be a sign situation with Rendon at second base. Rain starting to come down a little harder now. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th inning. 2 on, 0-2 to Zimmerman, and a bouncing ball, got a chance to be 2. Scope to Arcia to first in time, a double play. 4-6-3 double play, a big one for Jacob Barnes. 2 outs, 1 swing of the bat.
And he went with a four-seamer up. Might not have gotten it up high enough, but a good pitch. Zimmerman hits it hard right at scope. And that's about as easy a double play as you're going to be able to turn with Zimmerman running down the line.
See Barnes shouting out, "Turn it." Turn it they do. Now a runner at third. Tying run is on deck now. And the batter is Spencer Kaiboom, who bounces right to Arcia. And Jacob Barnes gets through that mess. The Nationals are 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position tonight. Barnes 2 on, nobody out. Wiggles off that hook. Still 4-1. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Rain is falling now. It is coming down hard. 4-1 our score. The Brewers have a lead over the Nationals. We're headed to the top of the 9th inning. Well, the Brewers just get out of a mess with Jacob Barnes. Travis Shaw will lead off. Nats have a new pitcher in the game. And Shaw swinging a foul on the first pitch. Matt Grace will take the ball for Dave Martinez.
Yeah, good numbers for Grace. 44th appearance, 1-1 record. You can see only 11 walks, 43 strikeouts for Grace. So he's throwing a lot of strikes, good quality strikes for that matter.
And Travis Shaw into center field. Harper started in, now breaks back. He'll make the catch for the out. And Shaw is out number 1. The Brewers were retired in order, 3 up, 3 down on 3 pitches last inning. They're trying to get this thing to the bottom of the 9th quickly. Steady rain falls. We've been fortunate tonight that the rain has not been a factor until these last 2 innings, or the last 2 frames. Braun on the first pitch. Fly ball right center. Harper give way to his right fielder Eaton for out number 2. Well, the home run leaderboard looks like this right now after Jesus Aguilar hit his 31st of the year in the 3rd inning. Travis Shaw hit number 27 in the 1st. That was a 2-run home run that got the Brewers jump started here today. Yelich does have a couple of hits. He's sitting on 26 home runs. Two outs and Moustakas. Moustakas is 0 for 3. Brewers have Jeremy Jeffress loosening in the bullpen. Jeremy, he's tough enough to hit anyway. I can't imagine trying to hit off him in the rain.
Yeah. Well, you knew it was going to be Jeremy in the ninth. It was just a matter of being able to get through the eighth. Jacob Barnes doing a heck of a job. First two reads and able to retire the side. That was huge for Barnes. That's a good confidence boost for him and his manager.
Yeah, think about that visit to the mound with Kratz and Derek Johnson talking to Barnes. Whatever they said, which I'm sure Sophia will find out after the game, was an important turnaround for him. Went from first and second with nobody out to out of the inning with a double play ball and a ground out.
Yeah, I think the Brewers like to see Jacob throw a few more of those fastballs that he was throwing. He got both of the outs in that inning on a fastball.
Wave and a miss. Moustakas strikes out. We're headed to the bottom of the ninth inning. It is 4-1 Brewers. 3 outs to get to lock this one down, and Jeffress on for the save. Continues to affirm the worst booth in the history of sports. Well, the rain has been steady falling here in the last 2 innings. The Brewers are trying to get to the end and close this one out. Jeremy Jeffress in a save situation, 4-1. Been that way since the 3rd inning. Sheets of rain falling now, and Jeffress, who was a National League All-Star, pitched right here in this ballpark for the Midsummer Classic, back on this Nationals Park mound.
Yeah, picked up his 7th win of the year on Saturday. Pitched 2 innings, actually Wednesday, my mistake. That was on Wednesday. 2 innings, gave up a hit, a run. He gave up a home run, lead off the inning, but able to get out of it. 63rd appearance for Jeremy. He's got a 3-run cushion to work with.
Wilmer Defoe at the plate. We are dangerously close to having the tarp pull any moment now. Cannot be
pretty easy strength.
Cannot be easy to perform in this kind of weather. Defoe on the ground. It's going to be a wet baseball. It's an error to start the inning. It's a tough air, but got to be scored at. Defoe does run well.
This is the play that you're going to see RCU make 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that. This one rolls right up his glove. And a leadoff base runner once again for the Nationals. It has been the situation all night long. Brewers dodging a bullet with that tonight.
6 of the 9 innings, Washington has had their lead man on. Andrew Stevenson at the plate for Washington. And Jeffers puts a fastball right by him. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Brewers Nats right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Our Miller Lite What's on Tap. It'll be Chase Anderson against Steven Strasburg. 5:30 is their time. Anderson, the Brewers opening day starter, hoping for a finishing kick. There's a swing and a late swing, a foul ball, and it's 0-2 on Stevenson. Cubs and Phillies are tied at 1 in the 9th inning. We're in the top of the 9th. Cubs are batting in Philadelphia. St. Louis has a 7-2 lead over the Reds tonight. That game's in the 6th inning. Brewers are a half game back of the Cardinals. A swing and a miss. Jeffress strikes him out with a fastball. 1 away in the 9th. Jeremy Jeffress.
Well, now the fun begins. Top of the order coming up. That's a good fastball up and in. Stevens right through it. Now you double play. Get out of here and everybody dry off.
Jeremy looking over at Mike Moustakas. Case Eaton wants to try to drop a bunt down. Tough conditions for everybody on the field. And Eaton pounds it into the ground. Strike 1. Eaton's a tough guy to double up, especially in conditions like this. Now it is going to slow him down, but any kind of ground ball, you're going to be picking up a wet baseball. No balls and a strike on Eaton. He's 1 out of 4 tonight. On the ground, through for a base hit, finds a hole. And the Nationals are going to bring the tying run to the plate once again. The first 2 have reached in the 9th. I beg your pardon, 2 on with 1 out in the 9th.
Eaton has put some pretty good swings on the baseball. That's a hanging curveball that stayed up and in, able to hit it hard into right. It is pouring right now.
Barring a double play, you're going to have to face Bryce Harper in a spot like this. You are right on the edge of playing this game in this kind of rain.
It's getting bad.
Gotta get to the finish line. 1 away. Trey Turner at the plate. 2 on. Brewers lead 4-1 in the 9th. Turner takes a ball.
Tough guy to double up right here.
About as fast as it gets. He and Billy Hamilton, the 2 fastest in baseball. Jeffress is from this area, grew up in Virginia. Always has a lot of friends and family when the Brewers play the Nationals. It was a thrill for him to come back. His first All-Star team was right here in D.C. The 1-0. Swing and a miss.
And split change. The old equalizer for Jeffress. Over the plate, out of the zone. Good pitch.
That'll plant a seed in that hitter's mind. Bryce Harper is on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 now. Trying to find the right footing. These big league fields drain so well.
Still get those muddy cleats though, and you're bound to slip around a little bit.
2 balls and a strike. Turner a wave and a miss. Went to the breaking ball that time.
I'm surprised he swung at it. Had the count in his favor. Jeremy throws the curveball, but out of the zone.
Needs a punch out. Take the fielders out of it in the sloppy conditions. 2-2. 2 on. And Turner takes a ball. Oh, that's a good pitch. Turner is a good take right there.
Another split change.
Jeremy gets a lot of swings and misses in that location.
That's where you want it. That's a good pitch. That's a good take as well.
An anxious manager watching his closer. 4 count. Jeffress deals and he missed. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. And the last guy in baseball you want up in a spot like this is coming up in Bryce Harper.
Yep, error, hit, walk. I'll tell you, Trey Turner, that was a pretty good at bat. I mean, he took some pretty close pitches. Particularly that 2-2 pitch, the split change. A lot of guys are going to swing at that pitch.
Tying run is on now. Harper represents the winning run. Harper has hit 30 homers this year. He is 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. He had an epic 12-pitch battle with Dan Jennings in the 7th. Jennings finally got him to fly out. Brewers set up to turn a double play.
Harper's only grounded into 5 this year.
Big swing and a miss, and Jeffress took something off. Harper was way out in front.
Started him out with a curveball.
Nationals have been threatening all night long. 6 career at-bats against Jeremy, has 1 hit. No balls and a strike. Jeffress deals. Harper a swing and a miss. Another curve. 0-2 the count on Harper.
Well, do you dare throw another one? You go to the split change, maybe? Those are 2 really good curveballs right there.
Such a violent swing. There's so much power in that swing. Pratt's calm behind the plate. Trying to keep Jeffress that way. 0-2 the count on Harper. In the dirt, good block back there by Kratz.
Well, the split. A little bit too much down in the zone. Bounces in front of home plate. Good job by Kratz.
He gets by him. A run is in. The tying run now in scoring position.
Right.
Big play by Kratz. Doesn't show up in a box score, but it's a big one. He's had a great game. See what Jeffress has in mind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Harper pulls it foul. Just hung in there on a breaking ball.
That curveball really well located. We've seen 3 of them now. Fouled the last one off. Jeffress still hasn't thrown him a fastball. Might be a good time to throw one up out of the zone. See if he can chase a high one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes. And Harper fights another one off. Or he will battle. It's another curve from Jeffress. That's the pitch arsenal in this at bat. That 92-mile-an-hour pitch is the split change that he throws. Jeffress' fastball can ride in the upper 90s. And he has not shown one yet.
It's got to be tempting to try and get him to chase one.
Game on the line. Rain falling in D.C. on a Friday night. One-two in the dirt. 2-2 to count.
Everything off speed. Every pitch off 6.
All-star against all-star. What a matchup. Jeffress ready for a 2-2 to Bryce Harper. Here it comes. And Harper takes a ball. Fastball missed. Now it's 3-2. So you want to be a closer.
There you go. Curveball again. He's only thrown the 1 fastball. We go curveball or split, or it is a go fastball. 3 different options here.
Got to make a pitch. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Tying run at first. Harper swings and misses. Jeffress struck him out. Went with a curveball. Big pitch for Jeremy Jeffress.
Yep, pitch out of the zone. Harper chases. Bryce Harper got 1 fastball in that whole sequence. 3-2 curveball and got that one by him. I'll tell you, Harper's had a couple of really long at-bats tonight, and the Brewers have been able to retire him both times.
Clutch pitching by Jeremy Jeffress. 1 more piece to the puzzle, though.
This guy's no walk in the park either.
Anthony Rendon likes that first pitch as well. Rain starting to fall harder. Down in sheets right now. First pitch to Rendon. Curveball missed. I'm amazed Jeffress can get such a good grip on a curveball to throw it like that.
I'm amazed that his cleats aren't filled with mud.
Just pouring right now. A scene out of a movie. A ball and no strikes. Rendon, a ground ball to Arcia, backhands it, throw to second, it is there, and it is in time for the out. The ball game is over, and the skies open up. Jeremy Jeffress strands the bases loaded. The Brewers win. Another thriller on this road trip. The Brewers beat the Nationals 4-1.
What a tremendous pitching performance tonight by Chassin. The Brewers bullpen, Jennings, Barnes, Jeffress. Outstanding work on the mound, and the Brewers able to win this one with 4 runs in the first 3 innings, and that was it. Jeremy Jeffress, a heck of a job getting through that 9th inning.
What a game. What a win for Milwaukee. And the Brewers now 3-1 on this road trip. It's time for Brewers Live. We check in with Dario Melendez.